Hey everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm edgier, and I'm joined by the earthquake to my typhoon, Rich Stamboli.
Natural disasters and also big naturals. I should take my shirt off.
Yeah, just take it off. So stomping. We just had an earthquake here in New York City. Big one hit Lebanon, New Jersey. For us, it's a big one. 4.8. That's big.
That's big. What is this, the news now?
That's big.
That's pretty big. You know, I'm convinced, we'll hopefully, knock on wood, we'll never get a big earthquake. New York is built on bedrock. But I do feel like because of all the chemicals and all the stuff we put in the earth, it might not be holding up so good.
I don't think things are holding up well.
Yeah.
Happy WrestleMania weekend, everybody. This is a big weekend. Today, I guess, it kicks off. We got the Hall of Fame. We got SmackDown. We got 5,000 shows. We got Ring of Honor. Yesterday afternoon was Bloodsport, which I only saw bits and pieces of. It looked really cool. We have a bunch of stuff happening. WrestleMania was yesterday, too. A lot to talk about. A lot of news also.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we'll start off with the big news here for us.
Yes.
On Monday, or Tuesday, we announced that Rich and I, after doing this since 2011, this show, so 13 years, we have decided to do another show. And it will be on Fightful. Beyond the Bell begins this Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll see what we're going to do.
Don't make the mistake of thinking that Mat Men is over. We're doing two shows. We're doing a Tuesday morning show, and we're also doing a Friday morning show, today. Today's Friday.
A lot of people have asked us, how different will these shows be? We don't know yet.
We don't know.
We may...
I have ideas, but... who knows?
Why is your camera so high?
I know. He's trying to hide something.
What are you hiding?
He's trying to hide his nips.
Yeah. Dude, he puts holes in them.
I know. Right before he started, he went like this and just scissored the nip out.
I think what's going to eventually evolve is this show is kind of going to become this, where it's more wrestling adjacent, and that'll be a little bit more of a wrestling show. Obviously, we'll be doing Raw reviews, which we don't necessarily do.
Yeah, for sure.
On this show, because it's old news by then. Yeah. Well, it's been pretty good.
It has been pretty good.
It's been pretty good. I'm also going to continue doing all the other stuff we're going to be doing. I'm also interviewing Vinny Pacifico. That's going to be exclusive on that show.
Oh, very cool.
Next week. I have that coming up. But there's a lot to talk about.
A lot.
We'll have more news about that show. I'm also going to announce a story. I'm going to break a story on that show that I'm very bummed out about.
On our first episode?
On our first episode. Wow. I'm going to start off with a very depressing story.
Yeah, join us on Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. to 10:35 a.m.
Yep, on the Fightful channel, 10:30 to 10:35 on the Fightful channel.
They only give us 5 minutes because they were like, guys, no nipple talk, please.
No nip talk, no.
Please, no nipple talk.
It's too early.
It's too early. It's too early.
It's too early.
It's never too early.
All right, where do you want to go, Rich? Where do you want to start? You want to start off with the Punk stuff? Do you want to start off with WrestleMania?
Let's start with the Punk stuff because I feel like this oddly set the bar for the rest of the week, and it was kind of interesting as a fan to watch it. I loved it. I ate it all up. Ariel Helwani did a fantastic interview with Punk.
He's so good.
On the MMA Hour. Ariel Helwani, I give the guy a lot of credit. A lot of great questions. Very endearing interview. But a lot of what came out of this, I feel like broke the dum-dum part of the wrestling internet, where like all of a sudden, like nobody, and you get this too a lot. I'm going to relate it to the stuff that you say that gets conflated on the internet.
Okay.
Where people heard stuff, saw the bullet points on Twitter, and then immediately jumped to like a tribalistic conclusion without hearing the words that were spoken. I thought it was a very cool interview.
I listened to the whole thing.
Same here. I watched it on YouTube. Like I thought it was great. Listen, he started out by saying he ruptured his right tricep tendon early in the Royal Rumble and is healing better than his other injury.
Yeah, because he's it's strategic.
Right.
He went on there and listen, it's one man's perspective of the events that happened.
Exactly.
And this is the most that we have ever heard from anybody speak out about any of this stuff, right? I'm going to start off by saying I have no effing idea who's in the right here because I'm not in that room.
Does it matter?
And does it matter? Yeah. Exactly. Does it matter? You know, he came out, like you said, he said that his injury's healing a lot better than the other one. And it was more about, look at the amount of rehab that's set up and the doctors are set up and there's progress reports while that did not exist in AEW.
Right.
Okay. let's play devil's advocate. Well, it doesn't exist in AEW because they're still a fairly new company that doesn't have these protocols in line. His version was they didn't do it for me because they said F this guy. Okay?
Well, yeah.
He didn't sign his contract until he was in Gorilla to go out, according to him.
Wow.
Nobody knew. Only a handful of people knew that he was signing.
Wild.
And that'll, a lot of people thought that like Sean messed up on that story. Have you seen that? Or Dave messed up on the story? I'm like, nobody freaking knew. We don't know everything.
Right.
There's a lot that people find out. There's a lot that we don't find out. And generally it's stuff that they want out, If someone wants to leak something, they tell you. If they don't want to leak, then nobody's going to talk.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to be fired after the Brawl Out, which is absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan wanted him to stay. He also thought Collision wouldn't work. So there's a lot of conversation that show was made for Punk.
Right.
It wasn't.
Right.
I could tell you that firsthand, that the conversation for Collision was happening with the idea that it has nothing to do with Punk. It was another show to make sure talent is on because they eliminated Dark and Elevation.
Right.
Those two shows got eliminated because Warner said, hey, listen, you're doing a wrestling show. This should be on a Warner property.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to do a 1-hour show. When they kind of ball started rolling with CM Punk, then that changed.
Yeah.
Where, okay, you know what? They'll have Punk be the guy on that show.
Well, he also alluded and pretty much said matter-of-factly, like, hey, the idea was to keep everybody separated with the two shows. And that ended up being a problem at Wembley. Because then everybody was in the same arena at the same time.
Yeah.
It was a fascinating interview. Like we said, he said he wanted to be fired after Brawl Out. He alluded to the NDAs regarding Brawl Out, especially when Ariel brought up Larry.
Yeah.
And he couldn't talk about Larry the dog.
He couldn't bring up Larry the dog.
Who's probably the star of Brawl Out.
I found the interview really interesting because it was. He said that Tony Khan is a nice guy, but not a boss. He said AEW is not a real business.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you read the 3 bullet points after the NDA, like back to back, real quick?
Okay.
I just thought this was funny.
Okay. He still has NDAs regarding Brawl Out. That after that?
Yeah.
He said AEW wasn't a real company, and Tony Khan was a nice guy, but wasn't the boss. He also said that AEW was not a real company.
I just think it's funny that it's back to back. I don't know why. It just makes me giggle.
He also said it's not a real company.
And also,
I don't know. Listen, a little unfair, right? And you could kind of look at this as, of course, he's a WWE guy.
Yeah.
AEW's in a contract year.
Mm-hmm.
You want to bury your competition as much as you can, and you're going to try to make people change their perspective of this brand, this company. I mean, he buried that company. He made Tony look weak.
But does that matter to the other side?
To which side? To AEW?
Yeah. Like, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a negative. You never. I mean, listen. If I'm perception is everything, and Tony's in a contract year, and they hear this, and they hear how hot WWE is, and they hear how happy CM Punk is. You are putting in the thought that this company is effed.
He's having the time of his life, by the way. I think I feel like that adds insult to injury, especially with a lot of fans on the internet, where they don't want to see the guy happy. But guess what? It turns out that this guy is the happiest person on the planet right now, even going through a rehab.
Right now.
Through a rehab. Did you see the video with him and Randy Orton?
I saw parts of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
That's fantastic. They watched their match from, I forgot, MG, do you know what WrestleMania it was?
He's gone. He left.
He disappeared. Poof. In a cloud of fart.
He's causing another earthquake to happen.
Sorry, what was the question again? Maybe I have the answer.
Randy Orton versus CM Punk. They watched their WrestleMania match. It was when Punk was in Nexus, so I want to say like 2009, 2010 maybe. Yeah. Anyway, so they watch it together. They get really buddy, and they chop it up, and they're hugging each other.
Yeah.
And they're laughing, and it's great, The other part of the interview that I thought was interesting was him saying, I made a lot of friends at the company, but also alluding to, like, I think the underlying subtext is him saying, I came out of retirement. I was pissed off at the wrestling industry. The fire got relit.
Yeah.
I showed up to work and was like, this sucks. I still got a lot to give. I'm going back to WWE. You know.
You know what was an interesting piece to this? Okay,
Yeah.
the whole Hangman stuff, right?
Yeah.
It was always presented in a way, and again, I don't know how. I could only go based on what Punk is saying.
Mm-hmm.
I can't assume he's lying, right? I'm not going to assume that he's lying.
Right.
Ooh, we upset someone. Matt, Alex Jones rules. Y'all are woke fools. Little do they effing know.
It was WrestleMania 20.
MG, where you go?
I'm not
took off immediately. He took off. I'm not even doing it.
Let's not do that, please.
I love how butthurt people get. Like the second you make a joke about someone that they like.
Mm-hmm. It's real. Everything's real. Everything's real.
Upset. Matt McClure is very upset.
27.
Sorry, Matt McClure.
Yeah, sorry, Matt. I'm so sorry I upset you.
He's gone, though.
He's
He
gone.
was like, I'm out.
I'm out. You know? Listen, he's on Infowars.com right now.
Mm-hmm. PrisonPlanet.net. Oh, boy. All right. Go ahead.
So, this is the first time that I've ever heard this version of what happened with him and Hangman. They went over their bullet points, right? And
yeah.
Punk is saying that he was more pissed because he couldn't hear what Hangman was saying because it was so loud.
Yeah.
So he had no way of responding, and
Yeah.
it made him look like a fool.
Well, so there's the perspective that he laid out in front of Ariel Helwani was, you're telling me that we talked about this thing, you're going to come out here, you're going to waste TV time, you're going to waste the crowd's time, you're going to waste the company's time with shit that we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
And him also saying, like, I'm the guy who put those asses in the seats, not you, you know, which I feel like, again, very old school mentality, right? Like, he's all about the gate.
And I get that. And I get that mentality. You know, there's a lot of truth in what he's saying. I don't agree with his approach. I don't think that's a professional approach to what he did. But his argument is, listen, they weren't professional with me. And it was effed up.
Listen, he also throws himself on the ground and beats people up for a living.
And he also throws people up. Yeah.
I feel like there's, honestly, like, you know what? Cody Rhodes is a blessing for media training.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The most media training.
His version of that interview with Ariel Helwani was very different. He was very complimentary. He does not agree with Punk on any of the assessment.
Which is fine.
I heard it as he's playing the company man, and he knew this would get a conversation going, and he's pissed off about the whole freaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Could he have handled it differently? Yes. Could Tony Khan have handled it differently? Absolutely. But I don't think anybody on the AEW side, this is a lot of the measures that AEW has taken now on their C-level build, on their executive level, has everything to do with this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, I
infrastructure needs to be in place in a certain regard, right?
100%. And you know what? Maybe this is a good lesson. Do not let active talent have say of a TV show. Because that's what seems to have happened here with him and Jungle Boy.
Right. Let's break this down a little bit with regard to your line of work.
Yes.
Right? Compare your line of work, your company.
You don't let the inmates run the asylum.
To, let's say, like a Wiggles.
Yes.
Or, you know what I mean?
Very different.
Like, very different, because you have infrastructure in place to keep things rolling.
Yeah, but I'm also company, No,
right.
That's the difference.
But I'm saying, like, that's the comparison of WWE to AEW, regardless of the wrestling, which is great on both ends now, and WWE's getting better. It's the infrastructure, right? And you hear that stuff a lot from people saying, like, hey, maybe the locker room isn't the best. Maybe people are kind of like, this guy doesn't want to work today. This guy doesn't want to work this day, Yeah. Instead of saying, like, hey, you got to show up to TV. You got to show up and do this. You got to do X, Y, and Z. Don't let the inmates run the asylum, like you were saying.
Listen, man, I think it was a lot of AEW just didn't have it in place. They didn't have a lot of the stuff in place, and they're dealing with really you're dealing with thousands of different characters, and it's not just him. Listen, Andrade got into a fight, Eddie Kingston got into a fight, Sammy Guevara got into a fight. It's not just CM Punk. I mean, Jungle Boy's actions were unprofessional.
Yeah,
that's 100% true.
Right.
it's these are wrestlers. There's a lot of machismo. There's a lot of stuff happening. But, I mean, I'm shocked that Punk had so much say in the back.
I'm not shocked about that.
Well, I think it's silly.
Yeah.
I think Tony maybe tried to compromise and to keep him happy. Maybe he
Yeah.
did that to keep him happy, but I think that's a mistake, and this is the end result of that.
Well, also, what I found interesting was I think it's also a matter of respect with what happened, especially the physical altercation, because the backup of the story was like, yeah, I choked him a little bit, and then Samoa Joe said, hey, stop doing that, and I did. You know?
Yeah, I mean, but listen, that's also it's very obvious he did not want to be there anymore, and he was looking for every reason not to be there anymore.
You think so?
Yeah, and Tony fell into his plan, and he gave him a release with no non-compete, and that's why we're here today.
Fantastic.
He could have sat him at home and paid him for the rest of his contract.
I think that's the good difference between both companies.
You know what I would have done? I would have sat him at home and paid him the rest of his contract, and said, "No, you're not." He would have known he was going to go.
You can't be at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'll eat it. You know what? My fault. I effed this up. I'm the boss.
Yeah.
I screwed this up. I could have handled this differently. And again, I'm only speaking for me. I'm not knocking Tony.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I based on the information we have, it's a very difficult decision to make. You're going to pay this guy millions of dollars to do nothing, just to prevent him to go somewhere else, just to delay what is going to happen. That weighs heavy. But
it's very, very interesting.
The damage that has been done to that company from this experiment that failed is going to be the story for a long time if they don't turn things around.
All right. So where do you think, as succinctly as possible, where do you think AEW would be perception-wise if Punk never returned?
I think they would be in a better position. Yeah. But again, here's the thing. They were hot because they were hot. Right? Did CM Punk extend the hotness? Were we always going to get to this point? It's possible. It's possible we were always going to get to this point, but the perception shifted. Listen, when that product came out, right? Yeah. In 2019, we needed an alternative.
Absolutely.
It was, there's no denying it.
And they survived the pandemic.
We go into it. The pandemic delayed everything.
Yep.
Again, they got a delay there. They did tremendous in the pandemic. They did unbelievable business once we left the pandemic era. And you know what? How many, you saw it once, you saw it twice, you saw it 3 times. How many more times am I going to go see this?
Right.
It was a novelty to many, many people. I'm not saying that the product was a novelty product. I'm saying to a lot of people, it was, okay, you know what? This is pretty cool. And you go to a show, you go to 2 shows, and then you're done. I don't know what the answer to them is. Do you cater to your core following, or do you totally do a 180 of your business and you become more like a WWE product? Because that apparently is the only thing that works on TV.
And for attendance.
Well,
I think, like I mentioned the other day, I do think, in my humble opinion, I do think the matter of attendance is because the core audience is so different than WWE's audience, where the core AEW audience will spend money to go to extra indie shows, right? $25, $35 a pop, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. And then when Dynamite comes around, you don't want to spend the extra money for those tickets.
But they're also doing too much.
You think so?
I think so. I think the 2 shows, I always thought having a 1-hour show on TBS or TNT was the way to go for Saturday night. Do a 6:05 show.
So no Rampage.
No. You could still do Rampage, but your main priority should be Dynamite.
Right.
I think the ball was hot. It was rolling. It was good. And they added that second show. But the concept of that second show, listen, I could be wrong here, but it was never a 2-hour flagship. It was never told to me in that way.
There have been times where I've enjoyed Collision more than Dynamite.
I love Collision. I think it's a great show, but I don't think the wrestling viewership could sustain that right now. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Again, they're getting 450,000 viewers. They're ranked 24 or 25 on a Saturday night. Do you move that if SmackDown happens to move and you could get an 8 p.m. time slot somehow magically? Do you move it to an 8 p.m. time slot? Yeah, I think you should on a Friday. You would have a way better viewership, but how much more? 100,000 more?
Yeah.
Collision's doing 750. Dynamite's doing 750. You're going to do another 750? You're going to do 500? I don't know the answer here because things are in flux for them. Mercedes was not a shot in the arm. Edge was not a shot in the arm.
No.
I think Ospreay is the future for them.
I think he's the
Swerve
guy.
is the future for them.
Yeah.
Ospreay is going to be the guy.
I think Ospreay's going to be the guy.
Wherever he ends up in the future. We're going to talk about WrestleMania, obviously, but I wanted to talk about it because this was a big, big topic here. My opinion is, if you could make money, you make it work.
Right.
I do that every effing day with my clients. I do that every day with what I do for a living. If you can make it work, you got to make it work if there's money to be made.
Right.
The fact that they couldn't make it work says two things. One, incompetence, right? Inexperience and incompetence. Or two, and I'm not saying that it's that. Or two, these people were such effing maniacs. It was a detriment to Tony's business.
I think it's temperament.
And he couldn't, and there was nothing he could do about it.
And
that's terrible. And you know what? They should all feel embarrassed. Every one of those people that did that to that guy in that company and that opportunity he's given everybody.
Yeah.
Right? And listen, I'm not a Tony Khan apologist. I'm not a WWE apologist.
Right.
I'm speaking in a business sense. If I had these people working for me and I'm paying them millions of dollars and putting them on national television, and I allowed this thing to exist, and this is how you're treating the oh my God.
Holy jeez, wow. we getting that earthquake warning? A little too late?
A little. It's happening. I'm getting time warped. I'm like Bishop.
Getting sucked back through time. What is happening? The too little too late warning?
That was Tony telling me to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's like, hey buddy, I got the direct line.
Yeah.
Oh, your internet went out.
Did it?
Never mind, it's back.
Okay.
All right.
I can't. So,
yeah, go ahead.
Like, the amount of disrespect to Tony and to that company by everybody involved there. And you know what? Hangman's as responsible as Punk is. Punk is as responsible as the Bucks are.
Yes.
Bucks are as responsible as Punk is. These, how do you do that?
Chain of command.
It just shows you no respect for the company, no respect for the boss, no respect for the opportunity that has been handed to you.
Well,
that is what it means to me at the end of the day. And you know what? Could have been a in the moment thing.
Yeah.
Could have been a long time thing. This should have been stopped.
Let's take a devil's advocate perspective also,
Sure.
Which is, and again, we're not poo-pooing on anybody. That's your opinion, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot has to do with temperament and going with that is not understanding chain of command, hierarchy, corporate structure, stuff like that, right? Imagine you're going to be 40 this year.
I'm going to be 40 in 2 weeks? No,
Right,
a month.
right,
A month.
And then it's over.
And then I'm
That's
dead.
all I want to
die,
say.
yeah. They put me back in my coffin
all I
for
wanted to
another
say.
300 years, and I show up again.
So imagine if you were 29,
Okay.
right? You're on TV.
Piss and vinegar.
You were on the indies
Yeah.
schlepping for $5 a match,
Sure.
handshake and a hot dog.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're making well over six figures. You only have to be at TV once a week. You don't really have to travel.
I'm an asshole.
Right. That's what
Then
I'm not saying you
And again,
specifically.
I'm not. Listen, the
I'd
Bucks
be
were
an
making,
asshole
the
too.
Bucks were making tons of money prior to this. Punk was, but if
I'm an asshole, right? Like, so
if I'm behaving this way,
Right.
and there are a number of people in that company that you could point a finger to,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not naming names. Again, I don't ever disparage the town, but
I think that's the natural reaction for the most part. Like, you can bandy that. Like, listen, if that happened to us right now, I think we would temper it, but there will be moments.
listen, me at 25, you at 25, very different people.
Oh,
We were.
yeah.
I mean, I made those mistakes,
Right.
tons of those, because of my anger and that I couldn't.
You think you're indestructible.
Just pride,
Right.
you know?
Yep.
And then you realize, like, oh shit, I could still be in control of the situation and not act this way.
And it's not worth it. But yes, exactly.
But I'm also not a wrestler, and I'm
Right.
also not, my career isn't to get hurt daily.
Right. But you nailed it, right? And add the fact that, let's say, not only are you a young guy and you're making over six figures a year, let's say you're on the road, and let's say every city you go to, you have fans, you have adulation, and people tell you they love you constantly, not
Yeah.
only in person, but on the internet, right? Who's the asshole? Who's going to be an asshole?
Yeah, listen, there's a super chat here. Adam Page hasn't said one word about all of this yet. Feel like he owes it to his boss, coworkers, to clear the air. I'm sure that they were all told that they are not allowed to speak about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure there is regret. Everybody in that experienced that moment, that whole Punk saga, there is regret from everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Bucks Bucks are very business smart. Tony's very business smart. Everybody involved there is a business guy. They know what they're doing. This turned into something out of control. But the fact that they couldn't get that match to even come close to happening. Dude, you know what you do?
Sad.
How about this? How about you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to let you out of your deal.
Right.
But this is the deal, okay? We're going to get through these 2 freaking matches. We're going to do CMFTR versus the Elite, and we're doing Kenny and Punk, and that's it, and you're done.
Yeah.
You go, I'm going to pay you out for your contract, and we're done.
Yeah.
You got the 2 biggest matches you could possibly do in your company's history for that moment, and you start that new era.
Yeah.
Listen, it's easy to say you want that to happen. It's easy to say it's going to happen. You're dealing with so many different people here. And then once the lawyers got involved, that's when everything goes to shit.
I do think what a way to go out, though. Like, I choked a dude backstage.
And I walked out.
And then I wrestled Samoa Joe. In England, I'm out, Real quick, since we have another super chat here pertaining to what we're talking about. This is from Bear Hudson. I believe all of this could have been prevented if Tony Khan would have handled this as an owner and boss. WWE has structure, AEW doesn't.
Yes. You know what? That's a really fair. And listen, guys, we're going right into WrestleMania after this, but I wanted to talk about this because we haven't. That is an extremely fair assessment of this, but you got to feel bad for Tony.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a new company. It's still a startup.
Yeah.
You don't have those things in place. You don't have the experience. Those things are in place in WWE because they have a 60-plus year jumpstart that they've dealt with all of this. Vince is a promoter's son. Hunter is married into that. He's been in that company since 1996. He's been a student of the game.
Right.
This is Tony's first rodeo as a wrestling promoter. I think for a while it was very kumbaya. Everybody was so happy to be there. You had things in place. Cody was really an important figure for that company.
Oh my God, yeah.
Everybody was very respectful and happy for the opportunity, and then it all slowly, everybody gets comfortable.
Yeah.
And then it becomes FU.
Yeah.
The disrespect towards Tony, that's a whole separate thing. Tony, now he knows. He learned the hard way.
This is from Chris, another super chat. Should TK hire Scott D'Amore and give him the book?
I don't know. Tony's a tremendous matchmaker.
Smart guy.
And I love the product. Like, the wrestling is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, I watch it because I love good wrestling, and that's what he's providing that to me. Are there 2 million people a week that would be interested in really good wrestling? I don't know. But when you compare the 2 products right now, at this very moment, and you have this giant human being from another, quite possibly from another planet, on your product, that is one of the biggest movie stars of all time, action movie stars of all time,
the size of a building,
size of a goddamn. Did you see him on Fallon?
Yeah, it's gigantic.
He's sitting on the couch, and Roman is not a small guy.
No,
Roman is tiny. Yeah. It's like
wild.
Me. And this guy, and I thought it was so comical. Jess is like, did they stretch him out, like to make him look bigger? I'm like, no, that's how big he is.
He took up that whole couch.
He took up the entire freaking couch. Okay, entire freaking couch.
On Deacon's TV.
His TV's all busted. Did you see Deacon's TV?
It's so great.
He makes everybody's head. Someone has to see it. If Deacon is listening, he has to post it.
Deacon, post those. Post your TV. The shot of The Rock that you posted the other day. Like, my TV's busted. I think he ripped up his wellness policy papers in front of Triple H.
Yeah.
He's so big. He's so ridiculous. Like, we talk about this every single week. This dude is the size of a planet at this point. Like, he is gigantic. I feel like he's going to get so big that he's just going to split like a cell and become like, there's going to be 2 rocks. He's just going to shift over, and then another.
Is that the WrestleMania main event?
Equally sized rock pops out of him.
Is that the WrestleMania main event?
I think so, yeah. What was that called? Mitosis?
We're gonna play a game in a little bit. You see that green bag next to you?
Oh boy, yeah.
We're gonna play. Rich goes in the bag and pulls stuff out.
Sure.
Without looking.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
We're gonna play that near the end of the show.
Are we gonna get
I
canceled?
hope it's a pistol. If there was a pistol in that bag,
How are you sure we're not
I would
already?
immediately just shoot it straight up into the air.
I'm nervous about this bag.
It is a very daunting looking bag. Here's a good one.
Yeah. Hold up the bag. Can you hold up the bag?
Oh, hold on. This thing's gonna pop out of my ears.
All right. Yeah. Hold up the bag, okay? Jonathan.
Heavy. This is a
Jonathan.
heavy bag.
Yeah, it's a heavy bag.
Yeah.
Jonathan, does this look like? Do you recognize this kind of bag?
Oh God.
There's definitely guns in here.
Do you recognize that kind of bag?
Is that a military duffel?
It
It's a
is.
military
It is
bag.
a military bag. We're gonna play Guess What's in the Bag.
Like I said, if I pull out a pistol in that bag, I'm shooting it straight into the ceiling.
You know what? This show is turning into a morning show. Okay.
Here's another super chat from Bear Hudson. As a business owner myself, I cannot be friends with my employees. There has to be a line where my staff know I'm the boss. Tony Khan is viewed as a fan and not a boss or owner of the company.
Listen, I have people that work for me. Okay, that are my friends. Silvana, right? She works for me.
Local maniac.
Local maniac, Silvana. Okay. By all accounts, a local maniac.
Absolutely.
She works for me. We're friends.
Yeah.
But I could still yell at you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know
I think but she understands that. I feel like it's very rare
that
people get it. Like
Yeah.
she gets it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You yell at MG all the time.
I
Yeah.
yell at MG daily.
But he deserves it.
Yeah. He
As a
deserves
friend and as an employee, he deserves to be yelled at.
Yeah. So, this is all complicated stuff. Also, Tony Khan media call. Let's go into this. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
He refused to talk about CM Punk. I'm going to go through this quickly
Boom.
because I want to go into everything
Bullet
else.
points.
Regarding the cuts in AEW, he said he needed to keep an eye on the budget.
Okay.
Listen, some of those people I've never seen work.
Yeah.
But also said Anthony Henry would return once he's healed from his broken jaw.
Okay.
Because they let him go. He said that the boys were released due to missing more than one show. When asked about the exclusive domestic TV rights negotiation window with Warner Media Discovery is up, Khan declined to provide the date, saying it was soon, but that he didn't want to get anyone in trouble by answering. I can tell you that there has been, I don't know, is progress the right? There's been changes to the deal, like how it's being negotiated.
Mhm.
I'm under the impression that there's a third party negotiating.
Okay.
Which is great, which is exactly what you want. You want to hire somebody that could negotiate this. I have not heard anything negative towards it. I've only heard positive towards that deal being closer.
Mhm.
A lot of things have changed. That Paramount situation is interesting. Them going more into sports is interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot. The TV business is not wrestling. It's very complex.
Right.
And things change daily. Do I still anticipate this deal to happen exactly how I was told it was going to happen? Yes. I don't expect. I anticipate them to be staying on Warner. Could it change? Yeah. Would I be shocked? Yes.
Okay.
That's my answer with CM Punk. Same exact answer. When people are like, is he coming back? I said, I'm under the impression he is.
Right.
Could it change? Anything could happen.
Anything can happen.
But this is what I'm confident on saying.
Card subject to change.
I also have, I'll talk about that other story on our debut episode
Beyond the Bell, 10:30 to 10:35, Tuesday morning.
on Fightful's main channel.
Very cool. Oh, yeah, we get the main.
We get the main.
Very nice. Look at that.
I told you what I'm going to do.
Guys, please tune in next Tuesday morning, 10:30 a.m. Uh-oh. We got
This is what we're
back,
You want
baby.
to pop them all?
Yeah. Let's do 4 of them each. See what happens.
There you go.
Our little schmengies will explode.
Concept that some AEW and ROH talent are on tiered deals and some are per appearance. A few more matches were announced for 0 Hour of Supercard of Honor. And let's see. He said that it's been a lot easier to work with Stardom now that Ogawa's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very happy with changes at Bushi Road. Speaking on the Out of Town podcast, Nick Khan dropped a hint about future of WrestleMania based on the timing of the deal ending WrestleMania may be pushed back later into April.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And that makes a lot of
I thought
sense.
it was too.
Yeah, you know why? Where are they going next year? Aren't they in Minneapolis?
They're in Minnesota, right?
Mhm.
Minnesota's pretty
But it's-
cold.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like
Yeah.
with the weather,
It's
the way the weather's
indoors,
going now. I hope WrestleMania doesn't get rained out this weekend because they're outdoors this weekend.
45 degrees in Minnesota today for the high.
Right? Okay. It's not
Yeah,
terrible.
but Minnesota's a dome.
Minnesota is a dome. Yeah,
Okay.
it has to be a dome. But
Yeah.
LA Knight and AJ Styles got into it at the press scrum.
Cool.
Yeah.
They just started beating the shit out of each other, which is always fun. That body cam footage was
That's great.
fantastic.
That's
All
what we should do at the next Scrum we go to. Just start like cleaning house.
Yeah. Just start beating- you want to start beating each other up? Oh my god! Could you have imagined
That'd
that
be
happened?
amazing. That'd be
And
amazing.
we were both so zooted at that.
Oh, it was great. That's the best. That's so much fun.
That was so much fun.
I snuck in a bunch of vodka.
You did.
Your butt.
I wanna. I have a question. That's how you said it.
I
too.
did. Tony Storm showed up at the Stardom show in Philly. Is this the Forbidden Door match against
I don't want to talk
Mina
about Forbidden Door.
Shirakawa?
I don't want to talk about. Fuck that pay per view. So sorry.
Oh boy! Wow.
Wow.
Listen, again, my prediction: Cody shows up, and number two, how do you feel? I wanted to ask you about this,
Yeah.
and I don't want to trigger you,
Yeah.
right? Do you think there's a possibility of a New Japan invasion where they try to get their guys back?
They want him back.
They just want Okada and Ospreay
Please give me him all back.
and Jay White and everybody else. They just want him back.
What are they gonna do? Kidnap
CEO?
them?
Yeah.
Come in?
They kidnap Tony and they
Yo,
hold him ransom.
If NATO kidnaps Okada,
Tanahashi kidnaps Tony.
oh my god, I would love that. That'd
Yeah,
be great.
yeah.
That'd be great.
It's like a hostage video.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Can we do WrestleMania?
Yeah. Did you want to touch on Raw really quickly and then WrestleMania?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Raw was fantastic again.
loved Raw.
Loved it. It's 2 weeks in a row. Freaking awesome.
hmm
This whole Rock era of Raw has been really good.
It's been great. It's been great.
Rock and Roman. The opening segment was a Bloodline segment, which was great. Seth came out, challenged The Rock, then challenged Roman. Didn't get either.
Yeah.
Second week in a row, Rock ended the show with an Attitude Era type ending. There's been a ton of foreshadowing
Mhm.
for what's going to happen on Netflix. I had a nice conversation with a buddy of mine over there. And I was like, hey, listen, there's a lot of cursing. And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, it's the big story. Everybody's talking about it, and we're leaning heavy into it.
Very good. Love it.
The whole goal is to make you wonder what's going to happen on Netflix,
Mhm.
right? This is their test.
Yeah.
The cursing, the violence, the blood. We're not on linear television anymore starting in January.
Oh yeah.
You want to see something wild? Watch us on Netflix.
This is it. Yeah.
They've been wanting the TV-14 thing for a while. We broke that story 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I saw the memos. I saw the conversations.
Mhm.
I was told a specific date that was extremely close, like, to happening. I think it was like announced on July 3rd, I was told, and they were saying July 14th or whatever that was going to be. 45 minutes later, they did a total retraction and a backtrack of this, and there was a huge issue at USA on who the F is leaking the memo.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's funny that people still bring that up on your social sometimes. Well, they'll be like, "Oh, who dropped this news? Pfft, the guy that said TV-14."
yeah.
Please.
I mean, when you see executives from that side of things talking about it in
Yeah.
documents and memos and conversations, it's happening.
You were on like a permanent screen share too for some reason.
I don't know why, right?
You were just like there. You were like, "Hey, check this out." And I'm
Check
like,
this
wow.
out. I don't know. Listen, I think they're going to stick to, what they've been doing with that show has been tremendous. The camera angles are great. It's been fantastic. But the adultness of this has created more intrigue. It doesn't come off as goofy like it did for many years.
Okay, here's a question before we get into WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The Rock ain't coming back after WrestleMania for a while.
I don't know.
So
No, I mean, he's
Okay.
there.
he's there, right? Does that still work without that big personality? Because he brought that.
Yeah, well, that's the $10 million question.
He brought
Yeah.
all that attitude because he's from the Attitude Era. The whole like, I don't care if we have
Yeah.
to stop filming. This is a real thing.
So good.
Amazing.
Yeah,
right.
so good. And you know what?
Those improv classes paid off. He should do movies.
I know, right? That kid should be doing movies. It's unbelievable. WrestleMania 40. Go home SmackDown set for tonight. Andre, the Giant, the Andre
The
Memorial Battle
The giant.
is happening. Jey
Ricochet's
Uso
won.
versus Solo Sikoa. KO show with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. New Catch Republics, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, Zelina Vega and Elektra Lopez. WrestleMania report.
Mhm.
Roman Reigns will be inducting Paul Heyman tonight for the Hall of Fame. The Rock is going to be inducting his grandmother, Leah Maivia, as well.
Awesome.
Celebrity appearances. Coco Jones will perform the national anthem at WrestleMania
Great. That's not our Coco.
on
right?
Saturday. No. Not. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine?
Hell yeah.
Oh, sake.
Oh,
You know,
God.
I kind of like the national anthem, but.
He just stops at 2 words.
Yeah. It's not metal enough. Meek Mills is narrating the Open. Wiz Khalifa will be in appearance as well. Samantha, what is happening?
That's
what
fine.
is this?
I don't
Samantha
know.
Irvin is going to be
You got the
ring announcing
giggles.
every match. I have the giggles.
We got the giggles. Jonathan, didn't you used to call yourself Wiz Khalifa?
Yeah, that was his name when he was doing those movies we can't talk about. Those were when in his film days.
So good.
Pat McAfee will be broadcasting live from WWE World today, noon to 3. Oh, for his show?
Yeah, Triple H will be on
Sweet.
right at the start of the show. I like
You want to know how absurd my life is? You know what I did yesterday afternoon? And this is not a joke. I watched a Pat McAfee show with Lisa Ann for like 2 hours.
Wow.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and y'all,
That's interesting.
We sat down.
Just hung out.
We just hung out and watched Pat McAfee. That was my
and
afternoon.
they were texting me the whole time. It was the most bizarre.
Yeah, we were texting
thing
Jonathan the
ever.
entire time. Apparently, AJ Styles and LA Knight got into a fight in Radio Row. It's all over Twitter right now. This happened. All right, let's go into WrestleMania.
Let's do it. All right. WrestleMania Night 1 tomorrow, Saturday, April 6th.
I'm excited for this.
I'm so pumped, and you're still doing the thing, right?
I'm still doing the thing.
Oh, I can't wait. I am so excited. Alex might come.
Nice, good.
Yeah. He's just he's asking
love
what time are
Alex.
we starting. Yeah, Alex is a great guy.
Alex is a good dude. Is it gonna be sleeveless?
Oh, are we doing Sleeveless Mania tomorrow?
Do I do my tight? Do I put on my
Yes,
wrestling tights?
yes,
Yeah,
please.
I have to go in character.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Okay.
And then can you bust out the three faces of Zarian? Can you bust out
Oh, I'm not allowed to do it anymore.
No? All right.
No, I can't do Enchante anymore. He's done. He's dead.
The forecast is
Rest in
50
peace.
with the
Somebody had that had a similar gimmick had to go and do something very bad.
oh yeah, that's right. Forecast is 50 degrees tomorrow. You have the outdoor arena in Philly. Shout out to all our Philly peeps out there. Have fun out there.
Wear
Like I said,
layers. Wear
don't think-
layers.
I think we're the only ones not there. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Dominic and Santos Escobar.
Dominic and Santos says I think they should win.
Yes.
I don't think Ray should win.
I think Dragon Lee is going to be the standout in that opening match. This looks a lot of this looks like it's supposed to set up Dragon Lee for big things. Jade Cargill. Here we go. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi versus Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai. Jade Cargill takes the win, right?
You would have to have her win in that open, yeah.
Big WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
The undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship 6-pack ladder match. Finn Balor, Damian Priest defend against Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. I believe their first WrestleMania as a team. The Miz and R-Truth, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, and Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Honestly, like I really wish the Hardy showed up in this.
That would have been great.
It would have been really cool.
So,
So
they
one note
should
on
be
this.
unifying this title. There is
No. No. So one note, I was going to mention this. I meant to put this in here. So the match ends when both titles have been pulled down individually. So they are splitting them. So
Yeah, but
take
what if
that
the
for
same
what it's
person
worth.
gets the title?
Then I guess it stays the same. Good point. But I think that's how it's.
That's a good
well,
point.
I think it's ridiculous to have two titles, to be honest.
Yes.
The tag division, I mean
I
you
get
want it
it,
to be competitive.
but-
You have one title, and it's the undisputed title, and you make a new title. Those titles need to go. They're
Michael
terrible.
Cole said that. Michael Cole mentioned that like 3 times on Raw the other night.
Did he
Yeah.
really?
Made sure you knew that they were that's how they were gonna do it.
Cool.
It might be a little convoluted, but hey.
Yeah.
Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I'm really looking forward to this match.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, man, whatever, but these guys are going to put on a great match.
WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther defends against Sami Zayn. I think Sami takes it. He gets that WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, I think Sami should.
WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley defends against Becky Lynch. You know, I feel like for some reason I am not very hot on this match, and I kind of want Rhea to win.
I'm not hot on because I feel like Becky might.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And the Rock and Roman versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Now, keep in mind, if the Rock and Roman win, you get Bloodline rules for the main event the next night.
So I'm imagining what ends up happening. Okay, I'm going to fantasy book.
Let's do it.
Okay?
Okay, go.
I'm going to fantasy book this.
WrestleMania.
Cody eats the pin. I'm sorry, Seth eats the pin,
Mhm.
but Seth gets destroyed.
Okay.
Like, whatever happens, he gets hurt, whatever. And that plays into his match for the title the following day,
Okay.
where he loses the title. So that's one part.
Okay.
Cody, it's a total schmaz, that main event.
Mhm.
The ending, everybody comes out. Austin comes out. Rock comes out.
Night 2 or night 1?
Night 2.
Okay.
There's a face-to-face with The Rock and Austin. They
Mhm.
do this.
Yeah.
My Way starts playing. Limp Bizkit is out there. Yeah, my chocolate starfish. This is for you, Ben Stiller.
It's a good Tracy Morgan.
This is Tracy Morgan. I'm enjoying my sobriety. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Tracy Morgan line. He was on Howard. He goes, "Yo, Howard, I'm enjoying my sobriety." Who does a good Tracy Morgan?
Jay Moore.
Jay Moores.
Jay Moores.
Jay Moores. Jay Moores. Great Tracy Morgan.
So Austin and Rock.
I think you're gonna get. This is gonna be so much fun. Is this?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think this is gonna be a 5-star pro wrestling. I think this is gonna be just what a spectacle.
I think it's
Now-
spectacle.
I got the question of the weekend.
Do the Young Bucks and Kenny show up to help Cody win the title? Yes.
No. What kind of pants is The Rock gonna wear?
Oh, you don't think he's going bare legs?
Is he wearing the Rock undies?
I think
Or is he gonna wear like Bobby Lashley pants?
I think he's gonna go big cargo pants.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go shirtless.
No.
Cargo
He's
pants.
He's gonna be in wrestling gear.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know about them legs, man.
His legs are big.
His legs are big, but his top is like way bigger.
Let's do a poll. Is he back to his regular Rock outfit, or is he going to be wearing something different? I would be fine if he wears
undies.
pants. You think undies?
You think
I
dress
think,
pants?
yeah, no.
I think trunks.
The Rock.
Yeah?
The Rock is too about his body. He's showing off the legs. He's not gonna let you say he had.
think
bad
so?
Legs.
Do you think
Yeah,
that's the?
no.
He's not gonna. Let, probably he wouldn't let me say he had bad legs.
Jonathan just opened
No.
up his fourth eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
That
That's
one's
the
right
one.
here. That one's
Yeah.
right here.
It's the one between his
That
legs.
one's
That's
behind him.
Yeah, the chocolate starfish.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with Bob next weekend.
Where are you guys going?
He's actually joining Chris and I at the Rangers game.
Oh, he's taking you guys to the Rangers game.
Oh, very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Very cool.
It's Rangers Devils, right?
No, Islanders.
Rangers Islanders.
Were this
Yeah.
past week.
You got to kiss him on the lips though. At least
Yeah,
seven,
yeah,
at
Uncle
least
Bob.
7 times,
Yeah, and it's like you got to do a double-sided kiss, 1-1, and then run right on the lips.
and then right in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm not a pervert. I'm Italian.
Isn't that a perfect?
You're only
I'm
Italian
just
when it suits
overly-
you.
Yeah. He's overly Italian, like Andrew Cuomo. Love that. My favorite excuse. I'm not a pervert. I'm just overly
I'm
Italian.
just Italian. I'm Italian American. This is what I do.
Call me baby. That's what he did.
I know.
Fucked up.
It was wild.
Fucked up.
That guy got effing fired. So that's what you think is going to happen, Austin. I think. Okay,
I
I'll
think
agree
we're
with
going to
you.
get something big. Yeah.
I agree with you. I do think there's going to be that miscommunication between Rock and Roman that sets
Yeah.
up for next year.
Yeah.
I think Cody wins it, but everybody comes out. Do we see Tama Tonga,
I don't think so.
the mystery cousin?
No, I don't think
Do we
so.
get Rikishi?
Yo, Rikishi's everywhere.
Do we get Afa and Sika?
Do we get a Rock stink face?
Oh my God!
Does he do it? Does he just do all of the moves? All the relatives?
How does Jimmy and Jay end? Do they hug? Because I feel like that's going to have a lot to do with it,
I don't know. Actually, that's. I don't know.
right? Because if
Mhm.
they end up making amends, I love my brother, blah blah blah. They turn on everybody. They turn on Solo. They turn on Rock. They turn on Roman. They go back to being the Usos.
Maybe they could do something like that. I don't.
Do a couple of special Yeet shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a special request. We got a birthday request here. Why don't you read it in the chat?
Okay.
To your people.
Christos Kalantzis.
Yeah.
Yay, WrestleMania. Can I get a birthday shout out? Christos, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Christos
Happy-
Anesti.
Happy birthday, Christos. It's not going to be Christos Anesti until May 5th.
Why is it so late?
Or as Alex calls it, Cinco de Greco.
Cinco de Greco.
That's great.
Christos
I love
Anesti.
Alex.
I don't know why it's so late, to be honest.
Well, the New York City public schools didn't have off this week for Easter
Really?
break. They're
Huh.
off for Passover at the end of the month.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have a question. I have an idea.
Do you want to go into night 2?
Let's go into night 2.
Philadelphia Street Fight. Bobby Lashley, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins versus Karrion Kross, Akam, and Rezar. Great. Get these guys on the card.
Yeah.
Fun. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. That could be a sleeper match.
Yo, I'm into that match,
Same
and a
here.
lot of people aren't. You know what really sold me? That TikTok clip that WWE put out of the body cam footage.
Yes.
It looked so real.
It
The
really
one on
did.
TV looked good too, but having it in that 9:16 frame and then all you see is like the Axiom body cam video.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
They look great.
And they just beat the crap out of each other in the scrum, so that's great too.
Looking forward to this next match. WWE United States Champion Logan Paul defends against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in a triple threat match.
I had so much more interest when this was a singles match.
Does Logan Paul take the sickest RKO on the planet?
Oh, he's gonna have to, yeah.
I think here's your simple ending. Kevin Owens stuns Logan Paul into the RKO.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah. We have the WWE Women's Champion Io Sky defending against Bayley. Great. I think Bayley wins, right?
Bayley wins.
Do we get Hugger Bayley back? Because Bayley's the face in this situation, right?
She is the face in this situation. This started off hot and then it cooled off. I don't know why.
I think just too much going on.
Too much going
The
on,
Rock
yeah.
overshadowed
Yeah.
every single thing the company's doing.
Listen, and that happens, right? Like we've seen that happen many times. There's so much happening on that top tier
Yeah.
where it just, and again, not that Bayley's not top tier. She's fantastic, but it got lost in the shuffle. I think they're going to have a good match.
I think they have a great match. Also, but I also think it's very old school with The Rock being there, putting that emphasis on competition, right? Because that's how it used to be, right?
Yeah.
You have to compete to get that TV time, compete to do this and that. I think Drew McIntyre, as far as that goes, is doing a bang-up job with his promos.
Yo, that guy's a different human being.
Exactly. And I think because The Rock coming back,
Yeah.
it lit a fire under him to do X, Y, and Z.
And what a great example of the different styles of delivering a promo,
Yeah.
right? LA Knight is the quintessential pro wrestling promo. And I love it. It feels old school to me. It feels familiar to me. Drew McIntyre's doing something very different.
Mm-hmm.
He's not over the top screaming. It's like he's speaking to you like a normal person. And it's working. I
Yeah.
love this version of him.
I love it. The funeral home. He was at the funeral parlor. I wish he channeled some Paul Bear.
Yeah. I think it was the same funeral home used in a TNA skit. Somebody posted a video comparing it.
You want to move on?
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. I think Drew takes it. I think you're right.
I think Drew should.
I think Seth walks into this match like Mick Foley style, all effed up, and Drew destroys him.
Well, I
And
mean,
he takes
it
time
also
off.
plays into the whole CM Punk thing, right? Because now, here's my question: was Punk going to win the title at WrestleMania Night 1?
I'm gonna say yeah.
I got to tell you that shows how money rules everything, right? You're taking this guy that mother effed you
Mhm.
for almost 10 years, right? Mother effed this entire company
Yeah.
and everybody there. And everybody did the company line, F this guy, F this guy, F this guy.
Mhm.
All of a sudden you get him. You're like, okay, we're going to put you in the main event of WrestleMania and here's the title.
Dude.
It just shows you how it's not about feelings.
Well,
It's about making money.
That's one thing that I think we didn't touch on with the Ariel Helwani interview about how he asked, like, what was the agreement? Is it is it okay between you and Triple H? And like, did hell freeze over and this and that? And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I've had a lot of good conversations with the guy. Same thing with Cody. Cody poo-pooing, destroying the throne, becoming the
Yeah.
guy in the company. You know, I do think CM Punk would have won that belt, and he would have been, if he stayed healthy, he would have been a fighting champion on Raw.
Yeah.
And he would have put, because he would have put asses in seats, right? Of course, as a fan, regardless of how you feel about the situation, would you have plunked down money to be like, holy shit, CM Punk is the champ?
Yeah,
I wanna go to Raw.
I like watching that guy wrestle.
Mhm.
I love his promos. To me, he's a draw. I tune in when he's on. I like the character CM Punk. I mean, it's great. It's very different than anything else. It's not polished,
Right.
and that's what's appealing to him, and that's what was appealing for a lot of people. It doesn't come off, make believe.
So, do you think they have more leeway with these promos now?
I think certain people. I think Punk spoke about that.
Okay.
He said certain people should be allowed to do bullet points. Certain people should be allowed to go out there. Certain people should be given a script. Some people like a script.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. There's no one size fits all. And that's fine. I think that's great. But a guy like CM Punk, if he's comfortable to go out there and talk and with bullet points, or Seth Rollins, or whoever,
There's a level of trust there too from the company.
there's a level of trust.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you have too much trust in people and they start cutting promos on each other, it turns into something else.
Right.
So we'll see how that works out for him. But I'm very curious what the plan would have been. So he beats Seth night one, gets the title, moves on to Drew. Now let's say Drew wins the title. They're going to Scotland
There you go.
in June.
Yeah.
Is that the main event? CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre for the title?
If he's healthy, I think so. And obviously, CM Punk, he takes the pin, right?
CM Punk has to lose.
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt him.
Does not. Well, does it or does it not? I don't know.
I don't think it hurts him at all at that point, because like he is, I want to say, even the other night, correct me if I'm wrong, weren't there CM Punk chants on the AEW show?
I don't remember.
Okay. I feel like I was watching something and I was like, wow.
Well, the
that's
end
nuts.
of Raw,
Yeah.
when the Bloodline was beating up everybody,
There was
that
CM Punk chant,
was
yeah.
a big CM Punk chant.
I don't think that's going to go away. I don't think that's ever going to go away. I think that's like almost the next version of what or yes.
Well, the what chants back too with The Rock.
Does it affect The Rock?
Rock loves it. He leans into it.
And your main event for night 2, WrestleMania XL, undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, probably with a 45-minute intro,
Yeah.
defends against Cody Rhodes. Now, we're saying this is probably Bloodline rules.
Let's assume it's Bloodline rules. Okay. Cody has to win.
Yeah.
We said that last year, and he did not. Maybe he doesn't win again. Maybe that's the big story here.
That's the story.
Maybe that's the story.
Oh, boy.
Listen, I wanted to just fucking complete the story and get it over with. I don't want him crying anymore.
Amen.
Do you think? Okay, so this worked, right? It worked to bring it to extricate this
Yeah.
for an entire other year, right?
Yeah.
Do you think, with the momentum coming out of this year's giant WrestleMania, that they could do a third year of finish the story, or will people just be like, I don't give a shit?
No,
anymore?
you can't do a third year.
Okay.
If it's over, it's over. Like, you can't do a third year with this.
They're doing the dusty to him. He's getting his ass kicked by the Horsemen, except it's the bloodline,
yeah. He's getting his ass kicked every week.
Yeah.
Um,
It has to be this Sunday, right?
It has to be this Sunday.
So where does Roman go after this? Does he leave for a little bit?
I think Roman... So, who's his next opponent?
How great would it be if what's the next pay-per-view after this?
Backlash. And it's in France.
Rock versus Cody.
Listen, they've alluded to that.
Mhm.
I mean, that could be a SummerSlam match.
That's
That
a
could
money
be
match right
That's
there.
a money match.
Yeah.
Did you see The Rock he was doing the push down on the knee to stand up thing? On
Oh, yeah.
Raw?
I mean, he's like, what? Like,
Listen, I think he's just being very careful.
yeah. He's got it.
You don't
He's
want
got
to
it.
torn anything.
I hope night 1 goes well and Rock just gets the hot tag.
Well, I think that's what
Mhm.
I don't know. He's so big.
He's very big.
He's so
He's
big.
massive. I think, how would you book?
I have a question.
Yes. Yes, he did it. That's a T-shirt.
That's there you go.
Jonathan, make
He
those
said it.
T-shirts.
He said it. There you go. Thank you. What's the question?
Catchphrase. Let's go. That was it.
Is The Rock is the heel, but is he going to get cheered?
Of course he is.
Yep, that's what I thought.
He's The Rock, dude. He was getting cheered on Monday after beating, like, you know what? They were smart.
Yeah.
Because the only time The Rock wasn't cheered when he showed the reactions of the kids crying.
You know, my kids don't like The Rock.
I can imagine. They're impressionable kids. They don't want this
they
giant
don't
person.
get why I'm into The Rock because they just see him on TV as this.
Cody's covered in an American flag.
Yeah.
Blonde. He looks like a Final Fantasy character. And then you got this guy who looks like the side of a mountain.
You know, my son's like, wasn't he at that thing in January?
The Rock.
About Cody.
Cody. Yeah. your kid has a very long memory.
Yeah,
He
very
was,
long memory.
He was only.
It's like, didn't I spot him in the ground?
He was like, what, like 2 years old when that happened?
Yeah.
Terrible.
I have a question.
Terrible. I really want that T-shirt.
Yeah.
I want the I have a
Look
question
at his hands.
T-shirt.
Look what he's doing.
Making it.
Is he praying? Are you
what is
praying
he
right
do-
now? Is he conjuring?
He's conjuring. Dude, one day I'm telling you, his
I'm
whole,
laughing at
his
you,
whole head is
goofballs.
gonna go wide open. Okay.
Yeah.
I want you guys to picture this.
Is his mouth going to open like the Blade 2
Okay?
vampire?
You see this man?
Oh, hell yeah.
The mouth, yeah, and it's just gonna cut. He's just gonna split right open, and there's God knows what's inside. Some sort of fucking
Man,
lizard
right in his
man.
hole.
So,
Let's do it, baby.
dude, this, Cody wins, big happy moment. You did something interesting, and then you're like, what the hell happens on Monday? WWE is anticipating this to be the most viewed WrestleMania of all time. I'm just putting it out there.
I will say so.
I'm in all my conversations, they're not saying it yet, but that is the anticipation that this will most likely be the most viewed WrestleMania of all time.
How could it not be on paper?
How can it not be?
Yeah, WWE has such momentum right now where I've noticed on social media that there's so much crossover where so many lapsed fans and fans who weren't into wrestling have now gotten into wrestling because The Rock is back and because of what's going on, right? Because it's giving people something to look forward to every Monday night, right? Or the clips on the internet, The Rock has, I didn't appreciate the song, which I thought was a little cringy, but it's like a new highlight reel for The Rock ever since he came back. A new highlight reel for Cody, a new highlight reel for Roman, everybody involved, even Seth, Does Dean Ambrose show up?
No.
Seth turns on Cody.
No.
None of that. So
You get
I know.
That,
Yeah, but
ooh,
you're
power bomb.
But you know what though? You if everybody could get along, how great would that be?
That'd be amazing. You want that ooh power bomb? It's gonna happen. Ooh. Cody's gonna get ooh through a table.
one other
How
thing.
long
on
do they
the,
go?
Does
on
The
the
Rock
attendance.
do a rock bottom through a table? That was always one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna get that.
Gonna get that,
100%.
right?
We get it. Who's
Oh,
going
yeah.
through it?
Cody.
Cody's going through the rock
Cody-
bottom through the table.
I think Cody's getting his ass kicked. He's been getting his ass kicked for the last month. I think over the weekend, I think it's 2 days of a straight up Cody ass kicking. I think he's going to need stitches after Saturday, and it's going to add to the story.
He's just bleeding everywhere.
And I think they're going to do the ribs on Sunday.
Taped up ribs?
I think they're going to do taped up ribs. Yeah. Oh yeah. My tum tum.
My tum-tum,
Brother, my tum tum. Where am I,
One
brother?
thing on the viewership.
Hogan shows
real
up.
quick.
Dude, did you see his promo he cut on Twitter?
Which one?
He brought out the belt. He goes, I was in a Yappa Pie match, brother. He did the Yappa Pie. He did his whole Yappa Pie thing.
Brother.
Unbelievable.
Terrible.
All
All right. You want to do questions?
Q&A time, boys and girls. Submit
have
your
a
questions
question.
in the chat. Oh, here we go. What's your question? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a question. We're going to skip Dynamite because we there's too much happening.
All
It's
right.
the first time
already
we're
did.
going to skip it. We already did a lot of AEW. Ring of Honor tonight, by the way. Get your questions ready. Super chat it. You're front of the line. We'll answer your question. We have about 15 minutes here because I have a 12 o'clock call I got to go on. Ring of Honor, 8 p.m. tonight.
Supercard of Honor.
Supercard of Honor. Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe for the world title.
Great.
You got Athena and Sheeta for the women's ROH world title.
I think Sheeta takes it.
Women's television champion championship Billy Starks and Queen Aminata.
I think Queen Aminata takes it.
ROH World Television Championship, Kyle Fletcher and Lee Johnson.
Kyle Fletcher retains.
Fight Without Honor, Johnny TV again.
Oh.
Aftershocks may be felt.
Great.
I haven't gotten one alert
I haven't gotten this many text messages in a row, and like I can't even remember. Did you feel the earthquake? Did you feel the earthquake?
You remember the last time it happened? A couple years ago, like decade ago, in the city. It was like the summer.
Yeah.
I was at Ovley in the back.
Mhm.
Okay. We had polished like 3 bottles of Santa Margarita.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting with my friend, and he's like, dude, stop fucking shaking your leg. The whole table's shaking. And I'm like, oh, dude, sorry. I didn't even realize.
Wow.
Like, it took us like 20 minutes after we left. We were so zooted out of our minds. You got Johnny TV against Dalton Castle. And I don't know what this match is. What's the next match?
Johnny TV versus Dalton Castle, and then May Sierra,
There you go.
Mina Shirakawa, and Meika versus Tam Nakano, Saya Kamitani, and AZM.
Azem?
Full-blown stardom match.
Full-blown stardom match. That's gonna be fun.
I'm not familiar with the stardom people. I'm sorry.
Yeah, same here. So, it's
I wish I
unfortunately,
was. I just. Also, Collision is on 11:30
tomorrow. Smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
You know, just in case you didn't have enough wrestling during the day.
Yeah.
It's like the
if
palate cleanser.
if you want to watch something else afterwards.
Palate cleanser from night
Well,
one.
it's because of the tournament.
Yeah, March Madness.
The basketball tournament, not because they didn't want to go head-to-head with Mania.
Yeah.
Although it is convenient for them.
Yeah. All right, guys, submit your questions. Let's do it. Let's do some Q&A.
All right, so we got a super chat here. We answered a bunch of super chats before,
Yeah.
but this is from Glassdoor Gamer. Any updates on AEW WBD? Seeing a lot of bad faith negativity from 16-year-olds and Eric Bischoff on Twitter. Great show.
Yeah, listen, I think there's a lot of people talking without knowing anything. I'm not saying that's Eric's case.
Yeah.
I don't know where Eric, who I actually do know who Eric speaks to.
Okay.
And I hear things very differently. I'm hearing very positive conversations,
Mm-hmm.
but also you have to also think, will these are people that I consider friends, that are telling me things. Would they tell me negative?
Right.
I'm under the impression they would, but everybody's under the impression that they're in active negotiation, and there's a lot of moving parts, especially with streaming. And the last update that I was given was much like the NBA and how they have simulcasting on linear and on Max.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that AEW is very interested in doing, and that's something that's being discussed. But pay-per-views are a big hang-up here.
Yeah,
because Max does not have a pay-per-view functionality. Also, the reason why AEW now has the opportunity to put their pay-per-views everywhere, including YouTube TV and Fight, right? What is it? Thriller, right? Isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
But that's
Thriller
Fight, right?
TV.
Isn't that Fight?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's because Warner has recognized that the WBD app, the Bleacher Report app is utter shit. And the infrastructure is just not there. They've allocated a lot of their resources outside of there. There's no future. It's a dead platform. They just don't have any other... They don't have another product that does pay-per-views.
Yeah.
So they either have to build it out, right, on Max, and I don't know if that's happening, or they have to bundle this as some sort of package.
Man, I would love to see it on Max, to be honest.
It's gonna have to end up there
Yeah,
if they continue the relationship with WBD. There's no question about it. The Bleacher Report app being used currently is just because there's no other place.
Right. Yeah.
They haven't built out the platform, and to be able to put it on another platform.
Yeah.
For them to be like, you know what, guys, it's fine. You should put it on there. They recognize their end is not complete.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a positive for AEW.
I gotta say, like, streaming basketball on the Max app is picture perfect.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I feel like every time I watch a Knicks game on HBO Max, like just streaming, I do feel like wrestling would look $1 million, like $1 million on it. Are we moving on?
Yeah, let's move on.
This is from Kermac. With the Easter egg at the end of the Bray Wyatt documentary, do we see Uncle Howdy attack LA Knight? Yeah. They did allude to him coming back. I
They did.
I saw like a little bit of it. I don't have the heart to watch the whole thing right now. Did you see it?
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, I thought
Can
it was
I-
great.
Can I make a quick MG joke?
Oh dear.
Can you put him on camera?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh God.
This is when you go,
Here, I'll put myself on. camera.
Mom, I want Chase Owens. And then your mom goes, we got Chase Owens at home.
That's great. Come on, do it too sweet. Do it too sweet.
Because you're wearing the
Come
Bullet
on,
Club
do it,
shirt.
do it,
That's
do
a
it.
good one. That's a good
That's a
one.
good one.
You
Come
have to
on.
admit that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's
Come
a good
on.
one.
There we go.
There we go. He liked it. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Ask Mattman, why does your WrestleMania food and beverage menu look like? What does it look like? Night one, what does it look like?
Yeah, what we doing, Andrew?
What are you doing? You got so distracted for like 2 minutes.
You have no idea what's happening right now.
Is it taxes? Does
No
it work?
idea. Yeah.
Is it Silvana? Did she
well,
steal a car?
well, actually, she did write to me just now.
Did she steal a car?
Did
Jeez.
Silvana steal a car? I wouldn't put it past her, to be honest. But the car would already
She
have to
goes-
be running.
I think she wants to come over today. She goes, fine, you don't want me there. I get it.
Tell her to come over tomorrow. Wrestling tomorrow. What say you?
I think she is coming over tomorrow.
What does your WrestleMania food and beverage menu look like?
I don't know. What are we doing? I was thinking pizza, but I don't. The gout, dude. The gout.
Are you grossed out by? Does pizza give you the gout?
They
What is
count,
it?
dude.
Does pizza give you the gout? Is it gluten?
Yeah. Everything gives
Yeah?
me the gout. Yeah.
You know, there's like gluten-free beer that's pretty good, right? Like for real.
Is there really?
Yeah,
It's not.
it's
It's
tasty.
I can't eat anything anymore. It's
Okay.
everything. Pizza, the gout, anything fried, dude. Give me.
Yeah,
If I eat any kind of fried fucking chicken, I'm done.
So, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I'll
We'll figure-
sacrifice
we'll
it.
figure it out
You
tomorrow.
know what? I'll suffer.
We'll
It's
figure it
fine.
out tomorrow.
I'll take my turmeric
Mhm.
and I'll suffer.
What an old man.
So fucked up, right?
What a
Isn't it so
fucking
fucked
old
up?
man.
Isn't it so fucked up? I know.
I hear the word gout out of your mouth at least 3 times a week.
It's so painful. It's so painful.
I'm sorry you're in pain. I should be more sensitive to your pain. But there
Yeah.
is gluten-free beer. Gluten-free pizza is not that great.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I've been drinking? Hop waters.
Yeah, what's that? Just hot water?
No, hop water.
Hop water.
Hop water. It's ashwagandha seltzers.
Oh, you got into that
And
ashwagandha?
do you know what my buddy brought me over?
I heard
from
that
Jersey?
ashwagandha makes you horny.
I like ashwagandha. It's nice and smooth.
With the blue chew, he's ready to rip.
I've been, you know what I've been drinking?
Dissolve them like an Alka-Seltzer.
5% THC,
Oh, nice.
10% 10% CBD seltzers,
Oh, those are great.
20 calories.
Those are fantastic.
It's equivalent to one drink.
the recess ones, right?
No, it's not Recess. This
Okay.
is real. This is like a real pot company that makes these. They sell them
Wow,
in
that's
Jersey.
cool. That's cool.
You get them in Jersey.
I'm into that.
Nice.
You should go get those and bring them over.
Okay, text me because I have no idea what you just said.
Okay.
I'm on cloud 47 right now.
Yeah, he opened up his fifth eye.
That's
All right.
his right nipple.
All right, what else do we have?
Typical Jonathan.
Oh, what's on the menu? Okay, so drinks. We're gonna obviously do wine. We're
Yeah.
big on wine here.
Big wine.
We do wine club
Big
whenever
wine.
we have a party.
Is Coco coming?
Coco is
Is he
coming.
doing big wine club?
Yeah, we're gonna do a big wine club. We'll have some beers.
Uh-huh.
I
I might stick to wine tomorrow. I might be a little she.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
get a little red.
Are you getting? How messed up are you gonna get?
I don't know. I'm probably not going to stay for the entirety of Mania.
See, I
So-
wish I could do that. I wish I could be like, all right, guys,
Just
time for you
leave.
to leave.
I mean, you can go. You can come with me.
I may just leave. Yeah, I may just leave.
You
Well,
don't need to
Chauncey's
leave.
staying at my house.
Where's he
Oh,
sleeping?
let's do it. You want to go in that bag?
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right.
I want you to go in that bag and put your hand in there. Okay. You got to open it first. We got to be careful because I don't know if you could show some of this.
So,
Jesus.
stick my hand in there.
Stick your hand in
Okay,
there.
so I'm randomly going to stick my hand into this
Yeah,
bag.
God.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
What do you have there?
Oh, can I show it?
Hold on, hold it up. You're off camera. Oh, hold on. Can we show it?
Can we show it?
Can we show
I think
it?
so.
Okay. All right,
Wait,
quick.
Just a wide shot.
All right.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
It's a bag filled with
Yeah.
pornos, everybody.
Oh
do
my
it.
God,
Do the
look at
sound. Ba, ba, ba.
That's beautiful. I'm
It's,
taking these home.
it's all of Chauncey's pornos. I'm not even kidding
Is
you.
that why he's coming?
It's all of his interviews that he's ever done in like
Oh, okay,
Penthouse
got
and
it,
Hustler
got
and
it.
Playboy.
Got it.
I had this bag in my desk. I have had this bag in my desk.
Had an orgasm at 45.
Is that what it says?
Right there.
Jesus.
I literally.
That was great.
So yesterday, dude.
was
Yesterday, I was coming back from the city, and I had this with me. All right, hold on.
Look at this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming back from the city, and I'm like, this is when I get stopped
Yeah.
for the bag check.
Because it's a huge bag.
It's a huge. It looks like I'm about to blow something
Wow.
up. It's a huge, giant military bag.
That's crazy that he's coming for. He's like, I need those pornos, Andrew.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. Actually, I don't think he knows what's in it.
I don't remember him how he talks, so that was just like a.
He can't. He's from Jersey. Everything. He calls my wife Jessica.
Jessica. I need those porno mags, Andrew. Let's see. That was fun. So that made my morning.
All right, good. See, I told you it would be a fun game.
This is from Amdrag.
Yeah.
Andrew, previously you said in the Weeds episode of Fightful that you have news about AEW pay-per-view and you don't feel good about it.
Yeah. Guess what? I'm announcing that on Beyond the Bell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on Tuesday.
Nice. Very exciting. That's our new show, by the way. 10:30 to 10:35 every Tuesday morning on Fightful.
That's going to be the
They're
bit. That's
Only
the bit.
after. I hope nobody from Fightful's watching today. We were bad boys.
Yeah, today. Well, this
I
is
was a
what's
bad
going to
boy.
happen with the show. This
Yeah.
is what the show's going to turn into.
I'm okay with that.
Speaking of, that's
Yeah.
a good segue to this question.
Will the Fightful show be noticeably different from this one?
Sure.
Will we see the Matmen act professional? Yeah, I think. I don't know. We're going to see. Obviously, listen, it's their house. I'm not gonna shake it up too much.
We're not going to F their couch.
I'm not going to F their couch. So
I like we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and it's a very loose thing right now. We're in the process of figuring it out. It's going to be more than likely a combination of between Observer and this show.
yeah.
Right? So it'll be like Observer's like it's a button down. Let's say Beyond the Bell is going to be one button open, and this is 3 buttons open.
Yeah.
This is shirtless. We're basically shirtless on this show. If you can understand the metaphor.
Yeah. We are basically shirtless on the show.
This is from Joshua Brunsting. I hope I pronounced that right. Don't know if this has been mentioned yet, but Gresham signed with TNA about an hour ago. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Good place for him.
Ziggler's been showing up everywhere, huh?
Yeah. What'd you think of Matt Cardano? Cardano.
I thought that was really cool, to be honest.
I liked it. I was into it.
I thought that was
It
cool.
made sense.
This is a good one. Llama Whisperer. This is great, actually. Guys, everybody's involved
Yeah.
in this one.
I actually have an answer for this.
Yeah, if I had the chance to hire a wingman out of Andrew, Rich, Jonathan, and MG, who should I choose?
That's an easy one. It's
Oh,
MG.
dear.
As a wingman?
Yeah.
All right. Give me your reason.
No, it's a terrible choice. Jonathan is a terrible choice.
I'd go you.
I'm a terrible choice.
Yeah. Because John
Why
would
I
be
a
like,
terrible choice.
hey, you want to see a picture? And it's him spread eagle.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Jonathan would get too horny.
He'd get way too horny.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's Rich. Okay, I've actually been out with Rich.
Rich is a great wingman.
Solid ringman. Let me tell
Oh,
you,
he
is, he
Andrew's
is.
the worst. I've actually been cockblocked.
You know what?
Madison
100%.
Square
That
Garden
is
by
all
Andrew.
true. At the Garden. We were at the Garden at a Rangers game, okay? And these girls were like, Jonathan was single, okay?
Uh-huh.
Jonathan was single. They were macking it to him. They were cute.
Yeah.
Cute girls from Long Island,
Mhm.
okay? Wherever the hell she was from.
Very, very charming.
And Bob was there
Mhm.
also, right? And Bob was buying us stuff. He bought me a Rangers hat. He bought something for Jonathan.
Yeah.
And I made a comment like, oh, Daddy's buying us...
That's right.
Daddy's buying us shirts or whatever it was. These doofy girls,
so
these
good.
dummies,
So good.
didn't say a word. We left, and she comes running at me. She goes, actually, it's my own money. And I'm like, now I don't believe you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about that, and that was hysterical.
And I was like, my father's buying me a shirt.
yeah.
She's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not what you said.
You
I was
said
like,
daddy.
I don't even know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, your insecurity is very much showing right now.
They got very upset about how you guys spend money
yeah.
and how daddy
Yeah,
spends
yeah.
money.
How daddy spends money.
I saw daddy at the baseball game the other day.
I heard.
I was lit up.
So
He was
That's
having
great.
a blast.
I feel like whenever I see him, he's having the time of his life.
Always. He's a
Always.
man that knows how to enjoy his life.
Always having the time of his life. Can you believe those $30 cocktails now?
Dude, it's crazy,
It's
right?
wild, man.
Do you know he's one of the only people that's allowed glassware at Citi Field?
Yeah,
you know that, right?
I know that, yeah.
They give him an actual like wine glass, like a beautiful
Crazy.
stemmed, expensive crystal wine glass when he goes to
Crazy.
Citi Field.
Crazy.
Nobody else is allowed. Everybody gets plastic.
I know. It's really wild. Did you see our mutual friend Diana?
I did see our mutual friend Diana.
All right.
She was in the Caesars.
Yes.
If you go to a Mets game, go to that Caesars thing
great.
and ask for Diana. And then ask her, how much would it cost for Andrew to throw a martini in her face?
Explosion.
I've been asking her this for 2 decades.
I know. It's crazy. And you've never done it.
I've never done it.
I think you had an opportunity once and you should have taken it.
She told me to do it. It was my birthday.
Yeah.
She's like, this is the moment you should do it. I
You
just
should've
didn't
done
feel
it.
comfortable.
And then I was like, as we were sitting at the bar, and I was like, what if I got 20 chicken nuggets and just started trying to throw them into the glasses behind the bar?
I would love that.
This is from Brian Knight.
Yeah.
Ask Mattman, will any free agents, Julia, Tamatanga, etc., make their WWE debut this weekend or Raw after Mania?
There is a rumor that Julia might show up at NXT. That's strictly a rumor.
Real quick, I just put on the Pat McAfee show. Michael Cole's on there, and one of McAfee's boys is actually dressed up as Michael Cole and doing a Michael Cole impression to
That's
him
great.
currently.
Can we turn this feed into the Pat McAfee feed right now?
Yeah, we should.
Is that what you
Maybe
wanted to
just
do,
hit the
Jonathan?
That's his dream job.
I just wanted to point that out.
I think his dream job would be to kiss Pat McAfee.
He wants to kiss him.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the lips.
Mwah.
Right on the lips.
Mwah.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. What else do we have?
I'll smoke with him.
This is from Large23. Very good point. Crazy to think that this is the first Mania without Vince.
Yeah.
Wild, huh?
Uh-huh.
But listen, the proof is in the pudding, right? Remember that amazing camera shot from Monday night with Seth talking to Drew in the background?
And then he walks right to Gorilla. Yeah.
Walks right out. The cameraman's behind him, flips around. You see this whole, like, it was like the first season of True Detective with that tracking shot.
It was great.
It was amazing. Vince wouldn't have okayed that. Kevin Dunn wouldn't have okayed that. We're
Different
getting new
ways.
shit.
It's you know what it is? You're stuck in your ways. You're stuck in your thought. You're not
Yeah.
even thinking beyond it.
You're churning.
You're
churning stuff out. I think this Mania is going to be effing awesome. As much as I think last year's Mania was great.
Is Sly showing up?
Hey.
My father with good life decisions.
I have a question. Huh?
My father with good life decisions.
You've said that before. Do you see Mark Briscoe's from Paul Anthony Moss? Do you see Mark Briscoe winning the Ring of Honor title, hopefully using the Jay Driller? Premier athletes, Neeson Woods, are facing a TBA team, possibly MCMG. That would be cool. Hey, Motor City's done with TNA, right?
Motor City's done with TNA. They're a great team.
I'd be into that.
I think Mark Briscoe should win the title. This is like a last opportunity for him. How many times are you going to watch this guy lose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
needs a win.
Have him win the title. Yeah.
Can I give you a fun fact about MG?
Yes, give me one.
MG is his Cam Soda logo.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you.
That is a good one. All right, what else do we have? Let's do 2 more.
2 more? Aren't you late for your phone call?
I am. I'm very late. I told him 10 minutes.
Okay. Let's see. Why? Ooh, where'd that go? Did you get that? Oh, there we go. What's happening?
Why are New Yorkers so... I didn't see the rest.
This is... Okay. So when I click it, it just scrolls down. Why are New Yorkers so soft when it comes to the earth moving under their feet? Asking this as a former New Yorker living in Cali.
Because the earth does not move under our feet.
Mhm.
Everything stands still in New York. You know what? Stabbings, totally part of life.
Sure.
Somebody shooting you,
Yeah.
it happens.
At you.
Beatings in the subway,
Mhm.
a deranged homeless man running after you nude.
Terrifying.
All normal. He got peed on, and the guy was in the news.
Can you tell the story, please?
Some guy pissed on him on the fucking train.
Were you asleep when this happened, or did you pay him?
No, so I was leaning up against the door. So I was leaning up against the door.
Brother, I
on my
gotta
Yeah.
go viral.
And this dude starts walking up, and like he's stumbling, and like there was this 8-year-old girl in front of me, and like she looked scared. So like I was trying to like console her from the distance, and all of a sudden there's paddling I'm hearing on the door that I'm leaning on. I look down, he's peeing on me. I punch this man in the chest and turn around to block the vision of the girl. And there were 2 cops on the car at the time. So I'm waving at them quietly. And then finally some dude that was sitting in the seat next to me goes, yo, y'all ain't gonna fucking do nothing. There's a chick or there's a dude here pissing in front of a little girl. And then they came, pulled him off the train. And yeah,
Is that the same guy that got arrested the other day?
It was the same guy that popped
Yeah.
up on Twitter again.
Yep, you let him out.
Wow.
He pisses on someone. He goes. They cuff him for a minute, and then they're like, "Okay, you're free."
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Sounds like a real problem we got.
Sounds like a real problem.
It is a real problem. We had a lot of problems in New York.
Oh, dude,
No,
it's
you know
a
what the
nightmare.
real problem is? Those damn marathon runners not paying the freaking tolls.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You're really upset about that.
They're asking for $750,000 from the marathon
I know.
for tolls.
Isn't that insane?
Yo,
Lost tolls.
I'm gonna tell you something. We have gone into a whole new universe.
Well, there's also the crackdown on the covering the license plates now when you're crossing the bridge.
I want everybody arrested.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what we need to do.
Martial law, like Judge Dredd.
Everybody, martial law. Everybody, go door to door, check everybody's stuff, and then take them away. And you never see them. Send them to fucking Genosha.
Why take?
I want everybody sent off.
What do you mean check everybody's stuff?
What are you up to? I want to see. You got any warrants? Any stabbings happen? 2 stabbings too many. You're coming with us.
There's no more 3 strikes and you're out anymore.
No,
Yeah, it's done.
there's nothing. There's
Yeah,
like
it sucks.
you can do whatever the hell you want.
It's interesting. Like the crime is on the rise compared to what our mayor's telling us, but it's wild to think that conductors on the MTA are getting slashed for sticking their heads out the window of the train.
Isn't that crazy?
And they're trying to. There's no real way to fix this problem, which is insane.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Also, happy anniversary to you guys for almost getting arrested.
Yeah, it's almost our anniversary
Thank
for
you.
that.
It was
Thank
the
you,
first.
thank
It was April 1st.
It was April 1st. Yeah, it
Yes.
was our anniversary.
Rich did not believe anybody.
Nope.
Still doesn't.
Which show is Dynamite and which one is Collision? I think that's Matt Men and Beyond the Bell.
Oh, that's great.
Mhm.
Which is Matman? Which is Collision? We'll find out.
What do we call our fans? Do we call our fans Bellboys, Bellends,
Well, they're Mennonites here.
Bellhops?
The bellhops.
The Bellhops?
Yeah.
Bellhop is great. The bellhop.
The Bellas.
The Bellas? Uh-oh. Is that coming back this weekend?
I'm just putting letters together. That's what I'm doing with sentences. Let's do one more.
All right, guys. We need like a real fantastic question.
Real fantastic question.
Give us like a 1-2 punch of great questions. I know people are sitting on like nutty questions right now. Let's go. Got a good crowd this morning. Andrew's late for his phone call. Gonna get fired.
Yeah.
You work for like
Delicious.
a really old timey Spacely Sprockets guy, right?
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
just like Zarian.
Agnew. He's a giant head, my boss. It's a Nixon head. All right, what do we have?
We just got an LOL at Bellends.
LOL. All right, I guess there's nothing.
All right, thanks guys.
All right,
You
that's
blew it.
You blew
I just
it.
want you guys to know you blew it. This is the last show. This is episode 493. We got 7 more episodes until episode 500. And let me tell you, you blew it before our first episode on Fightful.
Brad goes, how do you feel about Brad Smith goes, how do you guys feel about Jay White's run in AEW? Terrible.
Yeah, it's lukewarm. The best thing he
Sucks.
did was the MJF stuff.
Yeah, and then nothing else.
I feel like there was a missed opportunity to like do something major with him.
I always felt that he was going to start feuding with Punk. And
Yes.
that was that and then everything got totally messed up.
But solid work rate. Charm is there.
Great. So
you know?
he's great.
He's fantastic. I think what's the hesitation on pulling the trigger with the guy?
I don't know. Too many moving parts. All right, that's it. We're done. Guys, this was a blast. Have a great WrestleMania weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday with the debut episode of Beyond the Bell on Fightful. It's going to be a blast. We're going to watch WrestleMania tomorrow. We're going to watch WrestleMania on Sunday. I'll be back on Sunday with Wrestling Observer Live, 6 p.m. Eastern on Wrestling Observer and everything else that we're doing. Have a wonderful weekend. Toodles. Bye-bye for now.